This is a great way to open up this video. A tweet from John Moses. Has an NHL team ever missed the playoffs while having 3 of the top 10 scorers in the league? At Sportsnet Stats. Very interesting question, and a very interesting premise as well. An NHL team missing the playoffs whilst having 3 of the top 10 guys in the league in points. Now, I don't know the answer to that. Somebody went out there and asked Grok, and I'm not going to go out there and say that Grok knows the answers 100% either, because Grok can be a little wonky sometimes. But this is the reply from Grok when asked if this actually has happened. No NHL team has ever missed the playoffs while having 3 of the league's top 10 point scorers. The closest example is the 1989-1990 Penguins, who missed the playoffs with 72 points. Mario Lemieux was 4th in the NHL in points with 123, and Paul Coffey was 9th with 103 points. Their next scorer was John Cullen, who was 20th in the league with 92 points. Even having 2 top 10 scorers and missing the playoffs is extremely rare. Now, if somebody wants to fact-check Grok, I'm not necessarily saying that Elon's favorite robot is incorrect here, but I am saying that it gets a lot of stuff wrong sometimes. So if anybody does have the actual statistic, if that's true, has an NHL team ever missed the playoffs while having 3 of the top 10 scorers? We'll see whether or not that's actually factual. But the reason we bring that up here today is because when you take a look at the top 10 list of NHL point getters right now, you will see 3 players from one particular Edmonton Oilers team. Connor McDavid has 103 points. He's first. Leon Draisaitl has 85 points. He's 4th. And Evan Bouchard with 69 points is tied for 9th. He is a top 10 NHL point scorer this season. And it is just Bouchard and Rantanen tied there for 9th and 10th. Number 11th, Jack Eichel has 68 points. So this is pretty interesting. McDavid, Draisaitl, and Evan Bouchard, top 10 point scorers on a team in Edmonton that unfortunately lost yet again yesterday to the San Jose Sharks 5-4. Now, here is the issue for the Edmonton Oilers. This is a team that just cannot find ways to win games, despite the fact that they can score goals. They are losing games because they are getting outscored like crazy, even though they are finding the back of the net. 4-5 lost to San Jose. 5-6 lost to Anaheim. Even before the Olympic break, they lost 4-3 to Calgary, 5-2 to Toronto, 7-3 to Minnesota. Had some winning streaks in there too, but they still gave up 5, 4, and 3 goals. If you head over to the NHL standings and you look at the league itself, take a look at the league's goals against numbers. You will see that the Oilers are the 4th worst team when it comes to allowing goals. Vancouver is the worst, and Vancouver has only let in 12 more goals than Edmonton. Now, the difference is, of course, the Oilers have 70 goals more than Vancouver does. But the fact that they are this far down on the list, they are leaking goals like crazy, and they are in a spot all of a sudden where they are 3rd in the Pacific and only 2 points safe of a wildcard spot right now. It gets very peculiar when you try to assess the Oilers and their playoff odds. In fact, MoneyPuck.com, if you head over to their website over here, they have the Oilers at only a 68.2% chance of making the dance. For a team that was in back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, that has the best player in the world, 68.2% is not going to cut it, man. And with that said, building off of yesterday's loss, I wanted to dive into some other commentary points here. Take a look at what John Puck said. The Oilers will be on pace for only 88 points with 21 games left with the loss today. For the past 5 seasons, the Oilers have 100-plus points. This stretch, they need to be 17-4 to get to 100. It's not happening. They are burnt out like Florida. Time to call it a year. Get some rest. Dump a few no-move contracts, starting with Nurse, Frederick, Henrique, save face, and move on. Connor McDavid extending was the worst mistake of his life. Okay, now that is a bold comment. For what it's worth, there could be some big changes on the horizon here. Take a look at what Too Much Hockey Pod tweeted out yesterday afternoon. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day in oil country. Bob Stouffer dropped a Stouffer pipe bomb in the second intermission with Gene Principe today. Bob is like an assistant GM with the Oilers organization. Not too many hockey analysts and radio hosts have pull like Bob has inside NHL teams. Tough decisions are coming, and it's just a business at the end of the day. You feel for the players, but this game is just a business. Oiler fans are going to be very intrigued by what happens tomorrow. Now, what is going to happen? Who knows? Maybe by the time this video is uploaded on YouTube, a trade has already been made, or somebody's already been fired. It's possible. If so, then we will circle back and talk about it in a separate video, because I'm recording this on Saturday night. For what it's worth, though, Tyler DT went out there and asked the question, man, if you are Stan Bowman, what the heck do you even do right now? This team is not good enough to deserve help at the deadline, but he has to, because of the Connor McDavid window. His coach is piss poor. He's personally ruined cap space by his July 1st spending. Jeff Jackson has also handcuffed his team in his deals. The defense is putrid. The goalie he traded for is a dud. How do you possibly get out of this? The mountain is too steep. Turn back, start the trek again next year. He needs to do what St. Louis did like 8 to 9 years ago. Realize you're not good enough and pull the plug. Horrible asset management from the get-go, horrible coaching and leadership from Knobber. McDavid and Leon definitely deserve better than this. And with all the rumors swirling around that the Oilers are interested in guys like Oliver Ekman-Larsson or whomever, you just gotta ask. These are problems that have plagued the Oilers for most of this season. Is Oliver Ekman-Larsson the solution to your problem? I don't think so. We already spoke a few days ago about how it's been a bad few days for Connor McDavid. He's been getting worse for the guy. He's not really playing for a team that has a lot of playoff mojo or playoff aspirations at this point. And now we've got folks in the replies going out there and saying that, hey, McDavid extending was the worst mistake of his life. Was it a mistake for Connor? We all know that he had the ability to just wait it out. But he didn't want to do that. He didn't want the contract to be looming over his head and the Oilers' head and the fans' head. He said, okay, I'll stay. And at the same dollar amount, too. Cap's going up, Leon's getting 14, Matthews is getting a lot, Kirill Kaprizov's getting 17. I'll stick at 12-5 because I want to win here. And this is the team that the Oilers end up coming out with. 4th worst in the National Hockey League in goals against this season, and a 68% chance of making the playoffs a week from the trade deadline. This is disaster mode right here. With that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What does the future hold for Connor McDavid and the Oilers? Let me know your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on. And bye.